Welcome, welcome. Rough roads ahead. Today is a Monday. I am off from work today. So we are going on an adventure. Right now we're in Bank Creek. You guys have probably seen me ride here before. I ride here a lot because it's right down the road from where I live. But today we're going to take this up and over the parkway and down towards Hendersonville because I want to go explore the dirt roads down in DuPont State Forest. So that's where we're heading. Just enjoying a really warm day. It's like a high of 80 here. And the roads are really dry. Everything's turning green. Finally. You can kind of hear it in my voice, but my allergies are killing me. So there's a ton of pollen. But it's nice to see everything green again. It's really nice to have a Monday off since there's nobody in Bank Creek during the week, or at least not compared to the weekends. I know I'm passing people right now, but compared to the weekends, this place is a madhouse, so it's really nice to be out here and have less people blocking the road and less people causing traffic. It's such a weird thing to see traffic on a dirt road, really. I don't know if you guys can tell, I'm going a little faster than usual, and that is because I had to replace my rear tire. And I actually got a wider one. I got a 3.0 for the rear. This thing is riding like a different motorcycle off-road. Who would have thought that having a big, wide, high-volume tire actually gives you a little bit of extra cushion over the bumps and a little more grip in the rough sections? Who would have thought, right? So we just passed under the parkway. We're heading down towards Mills River. I might pop down the road and see if the road out to the Wolf Creek Horse Farm or whatever it's called is open, but otherwise I'm going to take this back out to Brevard Road, and then we're going to get down to Hendersonville that way. Lots of cyclists out. Can't blame them. It's beautiful. It's probably the best day of the week to be out and ride. I think it's supposed to rain in the next couple days. Just look at it. Everything's green again finally. That's what I get for not paying attention. Send it down into the ditch. Carrying a bit more speed than I usually do. Like I said, those new tires let me actually rip around like a proper dual sport would. So that is a nice change. Not that I don't love going slow. It's just that sometimes it's a little more fun to send it. Lots of dead trees I hadn't seen these the last time I was out, so all those storms we had in the last month or two really blew a bunch of deadfall down. This is a cool section. It's twisty, you're kind of along this ledge. You can see all the mountains in the distance. And there's a bunch of weird little side roads off this that I'll have to explore via bicycle one day. Via the mountain bike. Ooh, bumpy. Just coming down through Mills River and passing some of the primitive campsites, and I actually saw one of my buddies who was out with his cool conversion van, and so stopped and talked to him for a little, which was cool. And now we're just gonna keep on ripping. Some dusty roads. It looks like there's a Jeep up ahead. Lots of people out enjoying the day, which is tight. Wish it wasn't so dusty, because I am gonna feel dried out by the time I get home. That's alright. We're having fun. Alright, so normally, well, not normally I guess, but I would turn right here and I'd go down this road and try and take that dirt road all the way. Last time I did it, it was closed. I don't know what this person's doing. But we're going this way because we got to get back to Hendersonville Road, or I guess a side road that I have planned out to kind of cut that and get a little closer to where I need to be so that I can make my way down to DuPont. I was following somebody in a Jeep who was flying. I mean, I couldn't catch them, and I've been going 35 on the dirt roads. So, I mean, they were really gunning it, and that was kind of dumb because they had their mountain bikes on the back, and I don't know, I'd never do that. My poor mountain bike would get destroyed, kicking up rocks and stuff at it. I don't know. That'd be a no-go for me, but maybe that person doesn't care. I'm also not a fan because there's people riding bikes up and down that road. It's like, it's one thing to go fast on a motorcycle, I guess, but in a Jeep where there's a bunch of blind corners, that's kind of a jerk move. It would be pretty dang cool to live out here. This is like the ideal spot, I think. Oh, Mr. Squirrel, don't do it. Oh, beware of the squirrels, man. You gotta watch them. They are crazy. There's a little guy too. I would have felt bad if he ran out. Dang, dude, MotoGP on the Honda Trail 125. Woo! Right now I'm on a road called Kimsey Road, and I'm gonna basically use this to bypass 191 and then to connect over across the busy highway that goes down to Brevard. I don't know what the route number is, I can't remember, but I think I'm almost at it anyway, so. But it's pretty interesting. This is a bike route. You'd see the bike route sign right there, actually. And it's really nice out here. Low traffic, kind of a weird mix of new and older homes. But a really beautiful ride. Kind of rolling hills so you don't get slowed down too much. But it's pretty awesome. Here's that busy highway. And it's really nice because right here there's actually a light. So it's really cool. My best friend is moving down to Hendersonville in the next week or two, and I need a cool way to get down there to see him. So I'm kind of scouting this as, you know, I'm gonna go ride the dirt roads in DuPont, but also figuring out, you know, what's the best back way to get over towards Hendersonville. And so far, I'm really digging this route. This is pretty cool. The trail's kind of weird because in corners like this, you don't have a tank to lean against. And it kind of takes a while to figure out how to really effectively turn on it. Right now we're down in Etowah, so we're kind of between Hendersonville and Brevard. And we're heading south towards DuPont. Cool little area. Here we go. That was just Cascade Lake Road. I don't know if this is still technically called that or not, but this is where we're hitting dirt. So this is like the very edge of DuPont State Forest, basically. Bug on my visor. Haven't seen any other folks out on dual sports yet, so be interested to see if we find anybody or not, you know? I'm sure we will. Talked a little bit about it, excuse me, a couple minutes ago, but this new rear tire, man, this thing rocks. Dang, what is that? So it is still Cascade Lake Road. I think the bigger rear tire, because it's a little bit heavier, I think it keeps the bike up to speed a little bit better. All that momentum. It just seems a little like it holds a little bit better in that mid-range. I'd be interested to see how much better it felt with a 3.0 front as well. And I think that's something I'm going to do probably in the future. I'll buy the fender riser kit. I've seen a lot of people using it. I've talked to some people on Instagram who got it. And they said that when they put it on, they noticed the dish of their wheel seems a little off-center. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I'd be curious to see if that's more apparent on mine with a 3.0, but it doesn't really make much of a difference. Got a little sandy there for a second. North Carolina is interesting. The dirt is so different everywhere you go. Here it's a little sandy. I gotta be on the lookout for that a little more, whereas up by Bent Creek there's a lot of clay. Really interesting. This road is really cool. It's long too. I think my next turn, it says, is in like 4 miles. This is some chunky gravel. Oh, wow. How cool is that? Just right next to the road. Man. You know it's steep when the 13 tooth in second gear can't even pull you. I'm being a little timid in these corners. I just wasn't expecting it to be so loose down here. It's really nice. You know, if you go just a little bit further south, you can actually pick up the South Carolina Adventure Route, which is kind of cool. And I think that there's another adventure route kind of down this way that kind of zigzags through this area and goes out over towards Brevard. I can't remember what it's called. Something Tail 250. Private drive. Must be pretty cool to live out here. I sure would like it. So I'm curious if those roads, that one obviously not since there's a house, but I saw a couple roads with gates that were wide open. Which means you must be able to drive straight down them, right? Never a good thing when there's a giant truck with a flammable sign coming at you. That's the kind of thing that'll make you clench up, you know? Jeez, man. He's kicking up all the dirt. So, the dirt road turns back to pavement here, and my turn is right here. But I saw this cool little cup, or coffee truck, the Velvet Cup. Thought I'd stop, get a coffee, relax for a couple minutes, get an iced coffee, that is, and get back on the road. So, here we are. I had a really good coffee at the Velvet Cup here in Cedar Mountain. Sat in the shade right there at the picnic table. Took a little picture of the trail next to the Cedar Mountain sign, town limit sign. And now we're off. So this is Reasonover Road. And this is going to take us to the next dirt section. There's a surprising amount of wind here today. Wasn't really anticipating it being so windy. So I was just in Cedar Mountain. It was nice to stop, have a little snack. That was a nice place. So, in a little less than a mile here, I'm going to turn left onto Pinnacle Mountain Road. And then that should give us quite a few miles of gravel. And then we'll loop back up and around, and then it'll spit us into the park. But so far, this has been a really cool loop. I've only done the one section of gravel so far, but these roads are nice. Barely any cars on them. While I was sipping my coffee, I saw some guys on big bikes, and it made me think about how yesterday I almost scored one of the coolest bikes ever, which is a Honda Transalp. Oh, where are we supposed to go here? We're supposed to go this way. So this is Pinnacle Mountain Road. And it says 6 miles, man. So that's pretty cool. But I almost scored a Honda Transalp 1989. They were only imported to the United States for 2 years, 89 and 90. And conveniently, those years where they were imported to the US, they were an extra 10% horsepower over the rest of the years. So they were 55 horsepower instead of 50. And I hesitated, and it came back to bite me in the butt. And I'm super bummed about it, because I'm kind of in the market for a bigger bike, just for some longer highway speed adventures and riding with my family with big bikes. But that popped up. I was looking at KLRs, but it's stupid how much they're going for right now. And that Transalp popped up on Craigslist here for like $3,000. And I've always loved the styling. I love the weird kind of vintagey bikes. I mean, I'm riding the Honda Trail, right? So I love that style, the older stuff, 70s, 80s. And I missed it. I was second in line. I think I was the first person to reach out, second person to answer. But the guys on the big bikes that I saw while I was drinking my coffee reminded me that I should tell everybody that I almost scored a Honda Transalp. So if you ever see one, whoa, look at that turkey. That was cool. If you ever see a Honda Transalp, you should score it, because they're cool bikes. Yowzer. That shit's loose. Pardon my language. This is pretty cool. Just popping those little bumps when I can. Standing up a little bit. I have to get some handlebar risers. The problem is, you know, I made the video about, can tall people ride a trail? Yes, obviously they can. I'm a tall man. And one of the things I neglected to mention was that when you're standing and riding, you're pretty leaned over. An extra inch, like a handlebar riser, would really be beneficial, especially for choppy stuff like this. That way you can stand up over some of these bigger bumps. Wow, look at these big puddles. Ooh. Bumped something off the skid plate. Wow, this gets pretty technical. I really dig this road. Pinnacle Mountain Road, definitely a cool road to ride. Didn't see that giant pothole. Man, look at this. It's pretty gnarly. I like it. Oh man. Come on, baby. That one required first gear. I'm having fun though. Picking lines. Dodging the big rocks as best I can. This is pretty dang cool. A couple spots really tossed me around. I'd imagine there's some folks with some big off-road vehicles that have quite a bit of fun back here. The thing about this trail is that it weighs nothing. Yeah, sure, it's not the most powerful bike, but I mean, this thing is a tractor through any of this. Like, look at that. Man, that's cool. These rocks are huge. I can't believe how gnarly this is. More of those little offshoots, man. Alright, I just hit the intersection for Sky Valley Road. It's where Sky Valley and Pinnacle Mountain Road intersect. That was Pinnacle Mountain that we were just on, and this is our turn. Let's do this, I guess. Too high a gear. Sky Valley Road so far, not as technical as Pinnacle Mountain Road. Not as chunky, much more regular gravel-like. Down in the ditch again. That was my fault. Bad line. Shouldn't have done that. This is perfect riding. This really is. It's gonna be a rough ride for that little Civic going up that. My GPS is beeping at me, making sure that I take this switch back. Gotta stop and take a switchback picture for the Instagram. Make sure there's no snakies. You're gonna have a bad day if you get bit by a snaky. Just an absolutely gorgeous part of the forest. Quite a few riders, hikers out today. That's bumpy. Looks like we have a turn coming up. I've been looking at the map every time I've stopped for a little break, and I know we want this road right here. This is old CCC Road, Civilian Conservation Corps Road, and we're gonna rip this for a little while. What a fun section of pavement. This is so cool. Old CCC Road. That is where it's at. DuPont, man. What a cool experience. I've ridden the mountain bike trails there, but I've never messed around on any of those paved roads. That was really pretty neat. And the postie bike is passing the postman. That's a tongue twister. Alright everybody, we are back on the roads that brought us to DuPont. I'm gonna leave everybody here, call it a wrap, but thank you for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, set alerts so you can see when I post more videos, and I will see you soon. Peace everybody.